Hello friends and welcome to this video. In this video I am going to show you how to write the MATLAB program for simultaneous differential equation using Runge-Kutta second order method, and also explains you how to write the solver syntax using MATLAB for this simultaneous equation. So let's consider the numerical. We have to solve the second order differential equation y double dash is equal to xy dash square minus y square, and we have to find the value of y for x is equal to 0.2. The initial conditions are x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1 and y dash is equal to 0. So this is the second order differential equation. We need to convert it into a first order differential equations. So for that purpose we are putting the value of y dash, that is dy by dx is equal to z, and we consider this as a function of x comma y comma z. So when we put y dash is equal to z, and if we take the differentiation of this, then we get y double dash is equal to dz by dx. So we have to replace this value in the given equation. So we will be get as a y double dash, that is dz by dx is equal to xz square minus y square. So this x will be written as it is. The y dash will be replaced by z, so it will be z square will be as it is. So z square minus y square is again as it is. So we are considering this as the second equation and denoted as a variable g. So it having three variables, so that's why it will be written as g of x comma y comma z. So in this way the second order differential equation is converted into a first order differential equation, and we are getting the two equations. So that's why it will be called as a simultaneous differential equation. And to solve this equation we are using the RK2 method, that is Runge-Kutta second order method. And the initial conditions are x is equal to 0, y0 is equal to 1 and z0 is equal to 0. Because for y dash we will put the value as a z. So y dash is equal to 0 is nothing but the initial condition for z. So that's why it will be written as z0 is equal to 0. And the step size we are considering as a 0.2. Here the step size is not given, but we are considering the step size as a 0.1, so we require only one iteration. We have to find the value of yg and zg at the given value of x, that is xg is equal to 0.2. And to get the solution we are calculating the number of iterations. So for this problem we are required only one number of iteration, because we are taking the h value as a 0.2. Then for Runge-Kutta method we know the formula. So for yg we will get y0 plus k, zg will be get as a z0 plus l. The k and l are the weighted means, so k will be calculated as k1 plus k2 by 2 and l will be calculated as l1 plus l2 by 2. So this k1, k2, l1, l2 can be calculated using the formula. So the formula for k1 is h into function of x0 comma y0 comma z0, means the values of initial values of x0, y0 and z0 we need to put in this given function, and then multiplied by h, then we will get the value of k. Similarly the L1 value is calculated as h into g of x0 comma y0 comma z0. The formula is same, only we are considering the second function, that is the initial condition of x0, y0 and z0 we need to put in this second equation, which we denoted as a g. Then we will be get the L1 value. Then similarly we can calculate k2 value using this formula and L2 value using this formula. Then we need to calculate the k value using k1 plus k2 by 2 and L value as L1 plus L2 by 2. Then we have to find the value of yg. For that purpose we are using the formula y0 plus k and zg by using the formula z0 plus l. So when we put the different initial conditions values in this formula we will be get k1, l1, k2, l2, k, l and yg and zg. So for this numerical there is only one iteration, but for other numericals there may be a number of iterations are required, and for number of iterations we are taking the increment of x0 value as a x0 plus h, then y0 value will be assigned as to yg and z0 value will be zg. Then the process is repeated for the number of iterations and we will be get the final value of yg and zg. For this numerical when we put the different values then we will be get the result as k1 is equal to 0 and L1 is equal to minus 0.200, then k2 minus 0.0400 and L2 is minus 0.1984. When we put the values of k1, k2 and L1, L2 in the formula of k and L, then we will get the values of k as a minus 0.0200 and L as a minus 0.1992. And then we need to put this k value and L value in the formula of yg and zg. Then we will be get the final value of yg and zg as yg value is 0.9800 and zg value as a minus 0.1992. So in this way you can able to calculate the value of yg and zg using this analytical calculation. Now let's write the MATLAB program to get the results for this second order simultaneous equations using Runge-Kutta second order method. So let's open the MATLAB. This is the MATLAB program written for the ordinary simultaneous equations using the Runge-Kutta second order method. Again we are using this comment symbol to give the comment CLC, clear all and close all. Simultaneous equation, we are having two equations, so we are taking these two functions as an input from the user. The first equation is assigned to f and second equation is assigned to variable g. Then all the initial condition, that is x0, y0 and z0 are taken as an input. Then the step size and the value of xg, at which we have to find the value of yg and zg. Then we are calculating the number of iterations using the formula xg minus x0 by h, and the process is repeated for the number of iterations, so we are using the for loop, and then we are calculating the different values of k1, l1, k2, l2, k and l. So for this we are using this formula as it is, and remember you need to use the proper brackets as well as the proper arithmetic operations. Here intentionally I am not using the semicolons at the right hand side of each variable, so that's why you can see here the red symbol will be occur. If I put the semicolon, it will be gone off. This semicolon does not give any error for the program. The semicolon just used to suppress the answers. So if you use the semicolon, these k1, l1, k2, l2, k and l values are not printed on your output screen. And when I remove the semicolon, the variables will be get printed on your output screen, so you can observe the values of k1, l1, k2, l2, k and l. And then we are finding the value of yg using y0 plus k and zg value as a z0 plus l. And if there are more number of iterations, then we are taking the increment of the values. So x0 value becomes x0 plus h, then y0 value becomes yg and z0 value becomes zg, and then we are end the loop, and then finally we are printing the value of yg and zg. So for that purpose fprintf syntax is used, and this %.4f is used to print the numbers up to 4 decimal places. And this fprintf syntax is used outside the for loop, so we directly get the final value. If you require the values of yg and zg for each iteration, then you can use inside the loop the fprintf syntax. So now let's run this program. Click on this run icon. I already saved this file, so it does not ask me to save it again. Then we are directly clicking on the command window. Here it asks me input the given function in terms of dy by dx. This dy by dx function is only having variable z, and this g function, that is dz by dx, having the function as xz square minus y square. So these values we need to put, and these all initial conditions we have to give as an input. So for giving this first function as an input, we have to use again @ symbol. The function containing only the z variable, but if you observe the k1, k2, l1, l2 formula, here we are using the f as a function of x0, y0 and z0. So three variables are used. So that's why we have to write here @ in bracket x, y, z. All three variables you need to use, and then next to that write the given function as it is. So our function is only z, so write as a z and give enter. Then it asks you to the second function, that is in terms of g, and this is dz by dx. So for this purpose again write @ in bracket x comma y comma z, and after that bracket the given function you need to write as it is. So the function is x z square. So x into z, so always use the proper arithmetic operations. So x into z square, so for square use the cap symbol and 2, minus y square, so y and cap 2. Then hit the enter key. The initial value of x0 is 0, y0 is 1 and z0 is 0. The step size is we are considering as a 0.2, and then the final value of x is again 0.2. So at this value we have to find the value of y, g and z. When you hit the enter key, you can observe here all the values will be get printed, that is k1 l1 value, then k2 l2 value, k and l value, and then yg and zg value. So these values is printed because we haven't used the semicolon after the end of this line, and the final values of yg and zg are also printed because we are using this fprintf syntax, right? So in this way you can able to get the solution of this simultaneous differential equations by using this RK2 method. And so you can observe here the calculated values will be get is same as we get the values using the MATLAB program, right? So these values we are getting same values. Now let's verify these answers using again the solver syntax. So for solver syntax, there is a different strategy is used for second order because we are having the two equations. For the solver in MATLAB, we have to write x as it is, then y will be written as y of 1 and z will be written as y of. So we are having these two equations. So these equations we need to write by assigning these both equations to a single variable as a f. So f will be written as @ in bracket x comma y because we are considering only two variables. Then this z will be replaced by y of 2, so it will be written as it is y of 2. Then give the semicolon, and then we need to define this second equation, that is dz by dx. So it is xz square minus y square. So x as it is, the z square, so z will be replaced by y of 2, so we are using y of 2 square. And in these two variables use the proper arithmetic operation, that is a multiplication symbol, then minus y square, so y will be replaced by y of 1, so y of 1 bracket square we have to use. So this function we need to define in MATLAB first, and then we need to write the solver syntax. So the solver syntax is in square bracket x comma y is equal to ODE23. In bracket we have to write @ symbol, then given function, then use comma, then again in square bracket we have to put initial value of x0, then colon, step size, colon, final value of x, that is xg value. After bracket complete, give comma. In second square bracket we have to input the initial value of y, that is y0, and initial value of z, that is z0, and then we have to complete the square bracket as well as circular bracket. So instead of ODE23 you may use ODE45 functions also. So let's first define the function and write the solver syntax. So first we have to define the function, and it is assigned to variable f. F is equal to @ in bracket x comma y, then second bracket we have to use the square bracket. So square bracket first function is y of 2, then give semicolon, and the second function is x into z square, so x into y of 2 square, so we have to use the cap symbol, minus y square, so it will be written as y of 1 square. Then square bracket complete, then hit the enter key. So you can see here the function will be get defined and it is assigned to variable f. Now we have to use the solver syntax. So solver syntax is in square bracket x comma y is equal to ODE23. You may use ODE45 also. Then in bracket again we have to use @ symbol and function. So function we have defined by using the f variable, so we are using the f variable as it is. Then give comma, then in square bracket we have to use the initial value of x, which is given in numerical as a 0, then colon, step size is given in numerical as a 0.2, then colon, and the xg value, which is again 0.2. After the square bracket complete, give comma, again use second square bracket. In that we have to put the initial value of y0, which is given as a 1 in numerical, then comma, and the initial value of z0, which is given as a 0 in numerical. When you hit the enter key, you will be get the results. So these are the different values of yg and different values of zg at the different values of xg. So as this h and final value of xg is same, so it take randomly the different values of x. So we are interested only the initial value and final value. So at x is equal to 0, y0 value is 1 and z0 value is 0, and at x is equal to 0.2 we will get the y value as a 0.98 and zg value as a minus 0.19. So these answers are same, which we get by using the program as well as manual calculations. So in this way you can able to write the MATLAB program as well as the solver syntax for the simultaneous differential equations. So if you don't want to get all these values, you can use here instead of 0.2 the h value as a 0.1. So if I repeat it again and making the changes and hit the enter key, you can see there are only 3 values will be get for x and 3 values for yg and zg. So in this way you can able to write the MATLAB program and also write the solver syntax to get the solution. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.